Hi, good evening, and welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And I'm Dee, and I have some friends here tonight. And I'm so glad you're all joining us this evening. And it's kind of cold out there. So I want to say hi, guys.
What's
Hey, Dee.
Hey.
How are you?
Great, Theta. How you doing?
I'm great.
Fantastic. And we have actually Body Mechanic again. I know this is probably his last time here. we just have welcome him,
I'm overzealous when it comes to health. I can't help myself.
We're going to be talking about medicinal plants and what have you. So I figured this was one that he needed to really be here, especially he's all about the medicinal plants.
You talking about marijuana?
Oh, well, we can be talking about
really?
Marijuana. That is one of the medicinal plants, you know.
It has effect on the brain.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah. It's
I
good
think it has
stuff.
effect on the brain, too.
That's most of the stuff, you know. It does work on the body, brains, and all kinds of stuff. So it's really, really cool. But what happens is we have to talk about the medicinal plants that are talking about, well, more legal than not legal, unfortunately. But no, there are some legal plants now, aren't there?
That's kind of like an oxymoron, but you're right. I mean, that's just because of how the industry is set up with selling their drugs, but plants are not drugs.
Well, that's the deal. Well, we were going to just break it down in terms of what are medicinal plants, you know, because medicinal plants are basically everything. I was looking, and there's so many medicinal plants. It's amazing that things that I didn't think that were medicinal plants are medicinal plants, like dandelions, and there's like a list of things that I never even heard. What, some kind of cohorts, and this I was like reading, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, you know what's interesting? Everything that grows grows for a specific reason. Like, for instance, the dandelion root can grow down 7, 8, 9 feet.
Right.
And you can actually steep the roots.
Right.
They grow when the earth is deficient in certain minerals, dandelions. That's why they grow.
Right. Well, they say it helps with losing weight and cleaning your system, and it's phenomenal stuff. Even celery is part of that, and ginger, and there's so many different plants and roots and medicinals, and well, my favorite is the noni. Myself, you know, because that's your favorite also, yeah. And but you put it together with some others like blueberries, and you know, there's
cherries in there,
cherries leaves of olives and all kinds of stuff. So, and all these things have medicinal plants, and I had pulled up one that had 18 nature's most powerful medicinal plants, and that was extremely interesting because they're all from all different regions of the world, and everything has their own medicinal plant. You know, I recently was talking to
medicinal properties.
Medicinal properties, yeah.
Right.
Well, I was talking to this guy from Morocco, and he was telling me about argan oil. Argan oil? Yeah.
Oregon.
Is it ARGAN, something like that? I don't know. But they say that is phenomenal oil, okay? And it just makes you young and what have you, even though the noni does that too. But you're laughing.
No, I'm not.
But this argan oil is supposed to be another very, very powerful medicinal plant. But that's in Morocco. So we can't find that in the United States or on the North American continent or what have you. So it's kind of like really interesting that all these things are out there.
It depends on the climate. Because certain things can grow in cold, certain things can grow in hot. Mm-hmm. So it depends on what the climate is, on how that herb or fruit or medicinal plant grows.
Well, you know, we just kind of got right into medicinal plants, but do you like our new set? It's like kind of cool, huh?
Yeah,
yes.
I feel famous sitting back here. This is awesome.
Yeah, we look like Entertainment Tonight, or
especially with that backdrop of New York City.
Oh,
and the twins.
Well, we were in New York City last week, but but I like this little thing, you know, up in here, you know. But
Black on plants. What's up?
But it's kind of real cool, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. So, you know, and next time we'll have some more friends over here and what have you. You know, we're gonna, do some more. And I think we're gonna talk about the medicinal plants this this evening, and then I think we're just going to expand a little bit more next week too, because this is very important. I couldn't imagine. I wish I had more knowledge of it previously, because I really did not explore all this until about 3-4 years ago. And I had got exposed to the one of the medicinal plants, and actually it's all about adaptogens.
Right.
And everything is adapting to your body's issues, which is kind of cool, you know. So now I have one issue, but someone else might have another issue. Like, let's say I had blood pressure, which I did, and I had cholesterol issues, and okay, I still have my weight issues. So all these things I had. But things started changing when I started using a medicinal plant, which actually started just balancing my body and helped with my cells and helped with at the cellular level, you know, like the fat cells and the blood pressure, the blood was starting to flow better, and, you know, get to my heart and help my blood pressure actually get a little more normal. So it's amazing.
Well, basically, you're made from dust. All of us here, we're made from dust. Mm-hmm. And all of these plants are made from what? From dust. So, of course, it's compatible to our body. And because it's compatible to our body, it's going to work with what we have. Okay. So if that's why when you put synthesized things in our bodies, our body does not recognize it.
Right.
So that's why you have side effects.
You mean synthetic things?
Synthetics.
Right.
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 That
Well,
has been synthesized.
Right. It's my understanding that we're based on minerals, and minerals are in the soil. The plants grow based on the minerals.
Exactly. And
we consume the minerals in the plant form. And what's interesting is that the pH of the soil is very similar to the pH of the cells in our body. That's why we assimilate those things. Mm-hmm. And to talk about the word medicinal, understand that did not come about until medicine came about.
Yes.
Plants always were healing, and depending upon where you are on the globe, everyone had their own beneficial food.
This is true.
But because of cross-pollination, we moved to different parts of the world, and then, so they all work, you know, and we all have the same conditions. We just said, depending upon which doctor you go see, he'll say, well, you know, you have inflammation of your colon, or you have H. pylori, or you have a throat infection, or you have poor digestion. But the bottom line is, you take a group of unhealthy people, you give them all the same things, and all of a sudden, all their conditions start to disappear.
Well, that's important. I know that my conditions had helped. I know your conditions in terms of inflammation. You had arthritis at one point.
You're arthritic?
In my knees.
Yeah.
No, it was really bad. That was years ago.
What do you mean bad? What does bad mean? Because I don't understand bad.
Bad. I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. Picture this.
But I want people to understand also that you look like a teenager.
I'm only 54 years young. Only.
Say that again?
I'm only 54 years young.
You must have plants in your pocket somewhere. What's up with that?
Well, actually, what ages you is your environment, how you treat yourself, what type of rest that you take, because when you rest, your body becomes at ease. Once your body is at ease, that's when the cells is able to replenish themselves.
Oh, your body flourishes.
Could flourish, yeah.
But there's one thing that you didn't throw in there, is stress. What about stress?
Did I say stress?
No, you didn't say stress.
I thought that was the first thing I said.
Because stress makes you like this.
Stress can kill you.
Well, stress is the most important thing, you know, because stress and well, what you put in your body, and stress mess you up, because I know that's how I got my alopecia, and well, I think I got the alopecia probably because of the fact that I had all these medications, the steroids. When I was younger, they put me on steroids because I had challenges. Okay, I had, gastritis issues. I had...
which is inflammation?
Yes. Right. Well, yeah, everything with the itis are inflammation.
Right.
So everything...
Excuse me, doctor.
Oh, hello, yeah. But the thing is, I had a lot of challenges. And with the weight, because of the fat cells, you know, I was getting a lot of fat cells being fed. And they told my parents at 2 years old I would be about 200 pounds by 12, which I was. So I've been constantly on diets. I've been going through stuff with my stomach. And then I also had eczema. And they say that's also another issue with inflammation and with your skin and what have you. So I was on a lot of different drugs when I was younger. So I believe that really, added to my inefficiency of my body. But now it's getting stronger, and I don't have to deal with a lot of the medications. So the synthetic applications that are in my body, you know. Right. So I'm trying to really go natural. So I'm learning more and more and more, and it's out there to be learned. So it's real cool.
And I think another thing that's interesting is you look at a lot of these cultures, because a lot of us, there's cross-pollination with food from all different regions of the world. And you look at these older cultures, what happens is there are spices and herbs that have been used for thousands of years, and the reason why they used them was actually because of their beneficial value to the body. Mint, ginger, coriander.
Yes, yes.
Celery.
Yes.
We use it in our country. We use it in our country as a garnish, but the leaves of celery was used as medicine back in the 1600s.
This is very, very true. And you know what?
That's true.
And people forgot. It's like a forgotten science.
Oh, they never knew.
Oh, they didn't know. Well, they knew. They knew.
They knew that,
they knew something was happening.
It didn't cross-pollinate forward,
right.
Because a lot of people here in America don't think food is that important.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to how they treat medicine. Medicine is designed the way it is designed now, is not to get to the cause of your problem.
Really?
No.
I thought medicine is supposed to, after you take a medication, you no longer have the problem, right?
No, all it's doing is just treating the symptoms, not the cause. And so the fact that that's happening, you're only going to get worse. It's not going to help you.
Really?
Because it's only maintaining the situation. It's either maintaining it or making it worse.
Oh.
Well, it creates another drama.
So you mean like drugs have side effects?
Oh, you didn't know?
He's playing like...
Celery. No, I'm making a very interesting point here, because the deal is, when you eat fruits and vegetables, you don't have side effects.
No, exactly.
Every drug has a minimum of 10 side effects. There's not one drug without a side effect.
Truly. And it's a scary thing. And that's why we really want to get people to be knowledgeable of the basics. Okay, getting back to basics. Okay, so it's all there. You know, now it's scary because a lot of the foods are now being treated with all kinds of pesticides and GMOs and things that are creating more issues with our food sources. So now we have to go and say, okay, we got to spend a little extra money because we got to go for the organic, and we have to be truly mindful of some of these people that are saying they're organic, but not necessarily. You know, so yeah, it's just a scary mindset of what's going on with our nation as a whole. You know, because you really can't trust, you know, certain folks.
Well, Chella and I was in a restaurant recently, and the conversation came up. We were talking about grain, and someone made a comment about gluten-free. You know, this is like the new thing.
It's the new norm.
The new craze, like gluten-free foods, which are loaded with more sugar. But check this out. People who grow wheat crops, actually now, in the final stages of the gestation period, they take and drench their wheat with Roundup. I don't know if you know anything about Roundup.
No, I don't.
It's a spray thing to get rid of the weeds,
It's a pesticide. It's the same, some of the same chemicals that were used in Agent Orange. Do you know about Agent Orange?
Yeah, I've heard of
that.
And
the reason why farmers do it is because it increases the yield tenfold.
That's why wheat is having so much problems.
So it's not so much that the gliadin or the gluten that's a problem, it's the actual pesticide that is causing the leaky gut syndrome, the inflammation problems.
That's what we were talking about.
Because when people eat wheat in other countries, because those things are banned in other countries. So.
Wow.
Well, I just recently heard that I was the type of person, well, the only reason why I have stayed away from gluten and from wheat is because I became allergic when I turned about 40, 42. All of a sudden my body became allergic to a lot of different things. And I had no allergies. Well, I had allergies because I did have the eczema and what have you, but all of a sudden my body became allergic to milk. I had things going on with my neck. I had hives all over my neck, and I didn't know what it was. Actually, I went to the dermatologist, and the dermatologist was like, "Oh, it's just your eczema flaring up." And I'm like, "But it's
like
not."
It's a normal thing.
Can I say something? Basically, it's maybe not the natural situation that you are allergic to. It's probably the way it's been processed, and that's what in your body is not react. It's not digesting it properly because of the way the wheat has been processed, the way the gluten has been processed.
Perhaps. Well, I'm not sure.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Well, here's another interesting point, is that at that point in your life, your diet was the same, but I want you to understand, up until that point, your body actually protected you against these allergens and different things. What happens is, once your immune response becomes compromised, because when I speak to people, usually I can relate back to a catastrophic event which created stress, which actually made these symptoms come on.
Right.
So once your immune system can no longer protect you, because you know at 40, that's when people have heart attacks, because that's when the body diminishes its own most powerful antioxidant. Right. So really, your troops are down.
Well,
and then things start coming.
That's what I said.
Well, you know what? We're going to discuss this some more because we can analyze.
I some of those plants on me.
We can analyze. It's all good, you know. But right now we have to stop for a quick break. So we'll be right back. Okay.
All new equipment, all new sets, exciting new shows for 2015, only on Madhousetv.com. 2015 is coming, and so are exciting new shows on Madhouse TV. We're pouring more into what makes us so fun and different. All new sets, all new equipment, and more to enhance your viewing experience. It's a brand new year. Watch what happens on Madhouse TV.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Could switch.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and these are my friends. And we were talking about my issues. You know, as usual, I have everything, but the fact that I had become allergic to all these things at 40, and Body Mechanic was talking about.
You're over 40?
Yeah, I am.
You must be taking something, girl. Let me tell you.
Well, this is medicinal plants, you
know. For
yeah.
Like $5,000 an ounce.
Well, actually, I just had my birthday last week. November 11th. I'm a veteran also, but only by birth date. Yes, and I became 57, so I think I'm looking good. Yes, yes, yes. My wrinkles have gone away. I've been having a little challenge with the little thing
looking
here,
good,
you know,
good.
But it's coming. It's coming. You know, I have. Well, using medicinal plants on my face, using medicinal plants in my body.
Really?
As a topical, yes, inside and out. And it's making a difference.
So you mean like your skin is also a transport mechanism?
Yeah, I guess so.
Really?
You're getting a little heavy with that, you know.
No, but I'm just thinking, you know, so our environment can affect us through our skin.
Well, your organ.
A lot of people don't know that.
Well, no, your biggest organ is your skin. Okay, so
I thought it was just an exit only.
No.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Well, you know what it is. It's what happens is, and I just recently found out, okay, that everything that comes into your skin goes right into your liver. And
so there's no filter in your stomach, because your stomach actually protects you.
Exactly.
And in your bloodstream.
Exactly.
It goes right directly in.
So at this point.
Transport right to the liver? Hello, we're going to the liver ride. Oh my God, that sounds incredible.
Oh my gosh. I just see something like
Looks good.
it's just making me a little
I
crazy.
know, it's awesome.
So I'm losing my concentration. But anyway, but yes, it does. And what happens? What happens is you really have to be very concerned on what you're putting on your skin. So I started looking at labels a lot better because of the fact that when you don't put when you're putting things on your skin and it's going right into your body, you are putting toxins that could be potentially very harmful. So
without any protection, because your liver has to directly
straight in.
And then you wonder what. And then in terms of cooking and what have you, I didn't even realize recently that coconut oil and certain kind of oils were better to cook at high flames. I was cooking with the olive oil thinking that was all good.
They said olive oil is best to consume without heat.
Right.
Well, most oils are best to consume without heat. Heat alters everything.
Right.
That's really the bottom line. Like, for instance, if you take garlic at 212 degrees, the garlic no longer, it renders the garlic ineffective. Well, so technically, garlic should be added once the flame is off.
Oh, really?
Literally at 212.
Wow. Well, the thing is, garlic is another medicinal plant.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what is good for hypertension. Is that
it's a sulfur compound. It binds toxins from the body.
Right.
And it kills a whole bunch of different, it kills different 9 strains of different bacteria.
Right. Well, even coconut oil, too. Oh, coconut oil is, I was amazed on all the properties that coconut oil has.
Coconut oil is the only medium to short-chain fatty acid. And when you actually, it is the highest amount of lauric acid. And what happens is when it actually touches your skin, that's when the actual microbial and antifungal properties become alive. And it's not until it touches your skin. Same thing when it's in your mouth. Once it mixes with the enzymes from your mucous membranes under your tongue, then it becomes antifungal and antibacterial.
There's a girlfriend that I know. What she does is, I forgot what it's called.
Oil pulling.
Thank you. You knew exactly where, where I was going.
I do it twice a day.
Really?
Yeah.
They said it's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I got a jar of raw
coconut oil?
Coconut oil.
You mean cold press? Cold press is what you want. You don't want stuff that's heated.
No. It's and it's organic. It's in the jar. So I have
most coconuts.
That's what I'm going to do.
Most coconut trees are organic.
And it's in a glass jar. Make sure it's in a glass jar and not a plastic.
Well, coconut oil is actually okay because what happens is they put it in a dark container, right? Because they don't want it to be exposed to light. Because a lot of these things are light sensitive, right? Especially when because naturally the oil would not be exposed, right? Right. It would be inside the coconut itself. But and coconut oil is the only one that at 75 degrees or 75 degrees, it actually becomes a solid. They call it 70-degree oil. It becomes a liquid.
Right.
76 degrees.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of amazing that there's so many things that are out there right now that will really do help you. And being that I'm a microbiologist from way back when, it's just those little things rather than going to the antibiotics that actually were probably made from some kind of medicinal plant or some kind of fungus or something that actually, if they probably had kept it in its raw form, would have been just as effective.
But they can't patent food.
I'm gonna tell you a story. Yes. I was a little girl, and this man used to come over my house every day to visit my parents. And so he would see me put lotion on my skin. He says, "You putting lotion on your skin?
Is that why your skin?
Where's it going?" No, he just asked me, "Where's it going?" I said, "I don't know." He says, I said, "In my blood." He says, "Yes. So watch what you put on your skin."
Right.
And then he had came back the next day. He says he gave me a bottle of pills, pharmaceuticals. He said, "I want you to look up all of the everything that's in this bottle, and then I want you to tell me what it is." Of course, we didn't have the internet, so I had to go to the encyclopedia. I looked it up. So he says, "Okay, so what you find?" So okay, I found a lot of herbs, a lot of plants, and a lot of chemicals. He says, "So why would they mix chemicals and plants when you can just go to the source and use that instead of using pills?" I said, I don't know. He says, "One day you're going to find out." And so now,
yeah, so we have found out.
It's money.
It's so, yeah, it's all about the money, you know. It's all about the bottom line. Because I'm looking, and you were talking about marijuana, right? And 18 of the nature's most powerful medicinal plants, marijuana is top one, top dog, okay?
It is top dog, and what happens is, but not when you smoke it.
Well, no,
when you
because
extract
you're putting
the
heat
oil
to
from it,
yes.
yeah, you're putting heat to it. When you actually take and extract the oil from it, it has these active constituents called cannabinoids, and they work at a low pH and they dismantle cancer tumors. They've known about the power of marijuana for a long time, but see, when people not educated about what's going on around them,
they want to squash it.
They exactly.
Right. Well, I know that a lot of the adaptogens and a lot of the medicinal plants work on that same principle, because what happens is they actually suffocate, or they stop that feeding of the cells, feeding of the cancer cells, so that it will not proliferate and continue to grow. So you have to cut the source, cut that source of the blood source, and it will die. You know, so you have to utilize those medicinal plants. You really, I know so many people that are now afflicted with cancer. In fact, my family it's rampant. And the thing is, if we ate better, you know, it would definitely be put at bay. You know, I know in my heart of hearts. So I'm trying to be proactive at this point, because I know that genetically based, and who's genetic, it's because of what you eat. You know, and that sugar, and we go back to AGEs, and we're definitely going to be discussing about sugar, protein, and all the sugar issues and what have you.
Well, you know what's interesting? You know, when you go back to the turn of the century, of say the 20th century, there was a cookbook that was found from a black cookbook that was found from 1895, something like that.
Which region?
1890. It was in the South.
Okay.
And they barely had any plants in their food. Most of it was animal products and fat. So here's the deal. If you don't eat the vegetables, what you can do is, if you eat the animal fat, the nutrients that are actually in the plants, but the animals eat, is actually in the fat. It's in the oil. So, and that was the majority of the food that we used to eat. We ate meats, we ate oil, we ate tons of butter. That's where the nutrients are. Either that or you eat the plant. But see, in that form, it's already been converted to a more usable source. So either way, you have to get the minerals somehow.
This is true.
You know? But the oils that are used now, the plant-based oils, are toxic. A lot of them are toxic.
Yeah, because they're
genetically modified.
They're genetically modified, synthesized to something that your body doesn't recognize, and that's the gist of everything. That your body does not recognize a lot of the foods and a lot of the whatever food sources that are coming into your body, because they're not recognized. They're not real.
Right.
They're not real.
Right.
So just to break it down, it's not real, and it's scary.
Well, everything was set up from the beginning to, you know, there was a symbiotic relationship between our bodies and the plants. And then once man intervened and wanted to do it a better way and profit and control, that's what happened. But our life force is our yard. And we don't even use it. We just look at it, we put pesticides on it, and don't realize that when we walk on and touch it, that also makes us sick.
Well, that's so sad. And we definitely have to come back to that, because
spread the word, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about awareness. So we're going to take a quick break.
Right.
And we'll be right back.
Yes.
Okay.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and these are my friends, and thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. We've been having our nice conversation about medicinal plants, and somebody was talking about pot, marijuana. Okay. What happened about the three?
There was, because it's legalized in California,
Mm-hmm.
I think they took these three women who have never ever smoked anything like that, and they had them smoke a bong, and then they had them.
A bong?
They had a bong. I posted on my Facebook, and they showed them 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and how they were acting after they did it. It was, and then some of them did a what did they do? Oh, they did a vaporizer, which has no smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, which is even more potent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it showed how much they changed between, you know, as the chemicals started to go through their bloodstream. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, but again, you said that smoking is not really as effective.
No.
So how would you really ingest? You have to ingest it.
You can take it. You can actually get. You can get the oil. Cannabinoid. Yeah, oil.
Okay. And
oil is
then
one of the best ways to receive because it's the most potent.
Right, right.
And transdermal doesn't have to go. It goes directly into the bloodstream, so it doesn't get killed by stomach acid.
Right, right, right.
So what you're saying is we should get some marijuana oil and rub it on our skin.
Yeah.
But it gets you high.
What does that mean? I don't know what high.
No,
I've never been high.
what do you mean
high? Can you break it down? Is that a medicinal term?
No, I guess not. Oh. Well, I'm not even going to go there. But does it make you feel a little loopy?
I don't know. Because I'm the biomechanic. I don't do illegal things. But
well,
I've heard one time Chella talking about having some kind of brownies or something, and she felt the effects of it for days.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. In the food.
Yeah. Yeah, she used, I think, something about cannabinoid brownies or something like that. I don't think she used that term.
Okay. Well, I just was curious, you know, because if you because you have the same effects.
Well, you have some products too in your line that are transdermal.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
You have some gels and some sprays.
Yeah.
They go into the stream.
And it goes into but it doesn't get me high. It just makes me.
No, it just depends on what the properties
are. My skin, you know, my skin more supple and and more younger
well,
looking.
you know what?
Protect you.
I've had Noni, True Max, or I think it's the name of it, and felt a buzz and got like a little, a little twitch,
What do you mean by twitch? What does that mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Well, actually, we had some products here, but the thing is, we were trying to get the folks that actually put this together, because I have talked to a couple of the people from the company. And,
who are the people, the chemists?
The chemists, yeah. So he wasn't able to make it.
The herbalist?
The herbalist. No, he's actually a scientist, some kind of scientist, food scientist and what have you. And actually, the people that, they did a lot of studies, a lot of clinical trials.
You try to get them to call in?
I was trying to, but maybe next week. Because I think I'm going to like expand this to a two-week, two-quarter.
Right, because it's important. And then what you can do is have a list of things for people and what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
What parts of the body they treat.
Exactly.
There's so many. I mean, literally everything. You remember how in our yard we used to have this thing called we called it crabgrass?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So that's actually called plantain. It usually has 5 to 6 leaves, and it has little white things grow up in the center. You can actually take that plant, chew it up, mix it with your saliva, and put it on an open wound. You can chew it up, eat it, and it draws insect bite toxins, snake bite toxins, venom. Actually coagulates. Do you know that venom gets drawn right to chlorophyll? That's what chlorophyll is. It works like a sulfur compound. It pulls toxins right out of your body. That's all green things do that. Everything that's green does that.
Well, aloe, right? I remember my grandmother had the aloe plant, and anytime you had a little burn or any other issue, she cut that aloe plant and put it on you, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And you just didn't realize the products, even cactuses, all those things have medicinal plants.
Right.
Well, that's like a cactus.
Right.
The aloe.
Aloe is in the cactus family.
Yeah, it's in the cactus family.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever peeled it and took the gel from
the aloe?
Inside? Yes, the aloe from inside.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in the blender and mix it with a little bit of juice and just drink it down.
I haven't.
It's really good.
It's a blood cleaner. Like there's an actual tonic there. You can take cayenne pepper. You take the whole aloe plant. You chop it up, the green portion. I take it.
The green
clean
portion
it with,
too.
I clean it right. I clean it. I rinse the outside of it. Actually chop the green part. Even that green has chlorophyll in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You take that. You mix it with coconut meat, blend it up and drink it. I tell you, it will rock your socks. You have so much energy. Yeah. All plants.
It's good for your digestive system too.
Well, see, everything I was reading, and everything has the same kind of properties.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of
they kind of cross
links, and it's amazing. I know the Noni and the True Max and all that. It's all kind of just goes together.
Works together.
And it works on everything. Inflammation, on oh gosh, such a list. I don't even want to break it down. It's just because it is the adaptogen. And basically, we didn't really get into it. It's about iridoids, and everything basically has iridoids in it. And these iridoids are actually in Noni are one of the highest iridoids. And these iridoids are coming when they grow adversely, okay? And they have to actually grow out of very like sand or lava or
they can grow a lot of different places.
Yeah, different places that usually things don't grow. So that helps it protect itself. That gives it that more energy and more potency.
Right.
And well, I know that in terms of the potency, that will be transferred when you eat it to yourself. Some stuff has to be real fresh. I know, like the acai berry and the pomegranate. You really have to take it. Yeah, well, as soon as you take it off.
Well, as soon as you disconnect it from its life force, it starts to die. You take a green plant that grows in the sun, like you see it's green and chlorophyll. You'll notice once you pull it out of the sun, you disconnect the root from the source, it starts to yellow. Those constituents were alive, and now they're gone. So.
Well, see that, and that's why certain the ones that are more potent, that they don't die as fast, which is like the Noni products and some other argan oil and what have you. Their properties actually kind of hang out a little more, so because of the chemistry, they just do last longer than some of the other things, So it's kind of very interesting. And I was looking at they were talking about poppies and things that I never even imagined were medicinal plants. You know, it's like
it's like a difference between something that's medicinal, that builds you, versus a food plant that feeds you.
Right.
And so noni and other herbs is like a medicinal plant which builds you.
Right, right. Yeah, it works at that cellular level.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? They both, either they fuel you or they give you food. It's the same thing as helping with your immune response. I mean, the body's just based on minerals and calories and protein.
We were talking. We were talking about my issues and my allergies, and when I became allergic, and I didn't actually. When I went to the dermatologist, and he just thought it was my eczema still, and I was like, something's not right, because they gave me the steroids, and I started using the steroids, and the steroids actually didn't remove the. Usually within like 1 or 2 or 3 days, the rash would go away, and the rash didn't go away. So I said, well, something's up. And then I ended up going out, and I ate something, and I broke out. And I'm like, is something allergic? I had to self-diagnose. And I went to an allergist.
You have to, because you're the one that's walking around with your body. And usually when you go to a doctor, I'm not knocking doctors, it's a practice, so they got to test on you, try this and try that. Because they're not walking around with your body. You know what's happening when you are taking something.
Right.
You know, so.
Well, I just know all of a sudden when I finally got to an allergist, he couldn't even test me initially because my body was so active at that point that he was afraid that if he was to test me that I'd probably go into an anaphylactic shock or something. So I had to actually take something before to take down the allergic responses to my body. And then maybe about 2 months later, they did test me, and they found that I was allergic to like milk and wheat and gluten. And they thought I probably had either celiac or something on that order, and they couldn't find celiac.
What you was allergic to is all those toxins you're taking in, but they don't test for that.
No, they don't.
They don't test for toxemia. They don't test for mercury.
Right.
No, it's
they just say you have a condition and you need to cut the organ out.
Well, what I did was I would get rashes. I would get hives, actually, that manifest in my neck and sometimes throughout my body, you know, depending on what I ate. It was weird because sometimes if I had, like, broccoli.
Do you have it now? Do you get it now?
Not as fat. Bananas still, not as much. Bananas will mess me up, though. I will not touch a banana. Because I actually had a banana about February, and I still have the darkness on my because it's internal, so it takes so long to get out of your body. It really does. So, and I refuse to use anything toxic like steroids or anything at this point. So I just use my noni and what have you, and eventually it'll go away.
Have you thought about maybe taking like a liver cleanse? Or doing a noni flush to ingest.
A noni flush?
Yes.
What is that called? They have noni flush?
Yeah, they do. Actually, I have a book.
What is a noni flush?
I have a lot of books.
Is it like an enema, a coffee enema?
I have 101 ways to use for noni. Yes, actually, I have a lot of different.
So wait, hold a second. So you could put 76. So you can take noni and put it in a hot water bottle. You can do a.
Well, if you could do coffee or put chlorophyll in and do a colonic, why can't you? You can use that. You can use it inside.
Right.
How much?
Outside.
How often? For what? There's so many books out there and so many information for so many different types of conditions and medicinal plants, you know. So it's kind of amazing that it gets overwhelming. It truly gets overwhelming. So I'm excited though because I'm just learning and I'm still 57 years old. Wow. But we're going to have to take another quick break. So we'll be right back.
Pay some bills? Okay.
Pay some bills, yeah.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and these are my friends, and we're actually having our conversation about medicinal plants, and there's a lot about it,
We don't even have to call them medicinal. That's just the allopathic medicine term. Plants are our life force. That's the bottom line, and they're everywhere. Every single plant, except for poisonous mushrooms, have something that is good for you. No matter where a person lived or where a person was raised, in the area where they live, if they just look down, they will find something that is good for their bodies.
Well, I'll tell you.
I want to ask Lloyd a question.
Go. Oh, I mean, you want to ask me a question? Yeah. Well, let me just talk first.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when I was looking at it, it seems like everything is amazing because I'm going back to do my research for my weight. You know I'm using my noni and what have you, but I'm going to use some other stuff, and then talk about cellulite, and it was talking about your wrinkles, and I know I have a whole lot with that, and it's helping me, and I know my wrinkles are going away. But
yes, they are.
I'm going to use some more stuff, and I can't wait because I'm just going to be looking like I'm about 15 years old, and have the knowledge of a 57-year-old. That's really cool. Now you can ask a question.
I have to ask everybody a question. There are very, very powerful herbs on the planet. Some of them are being extinct. Like, for example, golden seal is one of them amongst some of them. Why do you think that's happening?
Well, first of all, some of the practices as far as keeping what we call things like weeds at bay, the pesticides are killing the actual bees. And bees provide 85% of the Earth's pollination. The rest of it is done by trees, pine trees, and wind. But bees provide a lot of it. And literally, these things are killing the bees.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because what happens is the bees can't survive with all of the pesticides that are going on.
No, it's toxic. It's toxic to all living things.
It's amazing.
And man has created super plants that you can drench with these toxins. It kills everything else. And here's the thing. The only reason plants become victims to insects and bugs is because they are deficient in minerals. When they have, there's nothing stronger than the actual cellulose, the wall of an actual plant. It is actually stronger than skin. I don't know if you know that or not. Look at bamboo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very strong.
No, look how hard celery is.
Yeah.
You ever tried true celery?
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
It's like chewing hard straw, right? Like wood.
It's good reference for
Most
your system,
I'm
though.
telling you, most of the plants
Yeah.
are powerful when they're proper nutrients in the soil. And if we eat nutrient deficient plants, we are nutrient deficient ourselves.
So
and
that's just
if the animals eat nutrient deficient food, we eat the animals, we are nutrient deficient.
Well, it's true. And,
really simple.
And I know that.
All from the soil.
Well, we had a gardener, okay? And he's spraying with the pesticides and what have you. And our grass was all brown. And I'm like, what is up with that? And he just came and then he finally, we were like, we're paying this.
Let me ask you something. Was he wearing something on his face?
No.
So I want you to think about that. The plants are living. The insects are living. We're spraying them, killing them with the spray. They are microorganisms, bacteria, just like we are. When you inhale that stuff, it kills. Don't even get me started.
No, it's so, and I'm looking at my grass, and I'm paying this man, and we're watering the grass and everything, and it's just brown. And so finally, we complained. We were like, what's up? And it was ours and the neighbors. And
stuff was killing everything.
But I'm watching him. One day I saw him, and I'm like,
what was this for, the insects?
No, because it had crabgrass or the weeds.
No, that's that plant. It's called plantain. That's what I was telling you about. That's actually medicine for you.
Yeah, well, I should have taken some and
you should have pulled it up.
And started using it. But at that point, we weren't using it. So but I couldn't even use the whole grass. You know, the grass.
There was a report that I read about how people put our noni on their trees. It made them bigger. And it was like because of the iridoids that protect the plants.
If I put noni on me, I'll be bigger?
Yes. So, we don't want you to be bigger. You're already bigger now. But
no, I want to.
Wait a minute, wait.
Can we talk about that again? Okay, we'll make another show.
Let me finish my thought.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So it actually the noni on the plant, because of the iridoids, it made the plant stronger, and they didn't have to really put that much pesticides on the plant. So it made it all a natural feel.
I'm going to start spraying my grass with some noni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put it on my plants.
I think you should take your scan and scan some of people's trees in their yard.
Well, the scan is a whole different thing. We're scanning the AGEs, which is that sugar protein thing.
It made it naturally bigger.
I kind of like that. I think Tom Mealy might need some of those iridoids sprayed on him.
Well, I'll tell you, I was reading also with the sugar and well, the fake sugars and the what is those sugars that sugar and what is the other sugars that
high fructose corn syrup,
but
HFCs.
But no, I'm talking about the
stevia.
No, stevia is a natural plant, but you're talking about things like saccharin. You're talking about nutrients.
That's what came to my brain. I know that's
Splenda.
Well, the stevia, they say you just use the leaf.
Right, that's what I actually got those when I was in Thailand, the actual leaves.
Yeah, leaves, or honey. That's the only two things you really should use. You should never use any of the other sugar sweeteners or anything like that. Because
you technically shouldn't use a sweetener at all because it alters your taste buds.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a whole nother chapter.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yes. But that actually, stevia is actually another medicinal plant.
You really?
Yeah. At least I read something. I think I read it in one of my papers.
Yeah, you got plants everywhere.
It's kind of crazy. I was just like, oh my gosh, I got to do my research.
So what you have to do is, I think you have to develop a list for your next show.
Yes.
So you can give people something they could take away from the show.
Yeah.
And have specific things so they can start embarking upon their own journey of
medicinal plants.
Right.
Or, doing their body. Because I'll tell you, when I saw that it was like arthritis and weight management and everything that was listed, and then when they talked about cellulitis and cellulite, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna work on this, you know. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. So I started like printing out Eye Bright. You ever hear of Eye Bright?
Yes, I used to take it.
Oh, really?
Makes your eyes bright?
It's good for glaucoma, I think.
Oh, really? It cleans up your iris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does distilled water. Oops, that slipped. Is that a medicinal plant?
Did you say still water?
Well, you know,
distilled
oregano too. There's a lot of things. So I'm going to be putting it all together. But now we don't really have a whole lot of time. So now we have to get it so that we
How much time do you have left?
Not much.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
So check this out. I want to just talk about my quick oregano oil story.
Really?
Right. Because I had some issues.
Is it any quick?
I had some issues with my toenails. And what I did was I took and put.
Did it have fungus on them?
Right. I put some oil of oregano on my toenails at night, just when I'm about to embark upon my deep sleep from eating all those medicinal plants.
At rest.
And what I noticed, within 20 or 30 minutes, you actually can feel the oil has penetrated the nail bed, and I can feel it going up my foot, inside my foot.
Oregano oil?
I believe
Yes,
that.
it's powerful. It's a powerful antifungal. Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, I had put noni. I had tore my rotator cuff, and I put the noni right on top of it. I could feel the heat permeating into my shoulder.
Well, I think I'm gonna get me a noni tree, and I'm gonna take noni fruit and just put it in my underarms and go to sleep like that. It'd be like a noni wrap.
That might work.
It will.
Okay. Yeah. But again, we're about to be closing, so I have to impress on y'all. If you all really want us to come back every week and give you all this knowledge and awareness and education, you need to give us some kind of indication that you all are liking us. So you got to get on our Facebook and go to Passion for Life and like us, and then talk about us and tell people to tune in, and then go and watch it again and again and again, and spread the word, you know, because we want to come back and share.
They probably just want to talk about the medicinal cannabinoids of marijuana.
Perhaps. But, you know, there's other things too.
Yes, there's lots.
So we really want to just keep on sharing and making people healthier and feel good like we are feeling good. You know, aren't we feeling good?
Yes, most
I feel
definitely.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel fantabulous.
Fantabulous. Oh my gosh, I know somebody that says that.
Actually, my cousin is the first person I ever heard say that word.
Oh, really?
And that was back in the late 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you all can call us at 917.
They stole my word? I'm sorry.
917-579-5221. And as I said, Facebook, and you can also get in contact with us through, Passion for Life with D and Friends at gmail.com. So, and you're going to see Body Mechanic and Chella, because since they have been so gracious to bless us on our...
Yes, Chella's very gracious with her time and lending me out to other
coming
places.
out and sharing their knowledge and what have you. I'm like, yay, thank you. And, you know, watch them 2 to 4 on Madhouse TV.
Body Shop TV every Saturday from 2 to 4.
Yeah. And we're going to go and say bye. Passion for Life. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye-bye.